Down leafy streets in Folkestone's West End, you'll find many a home for retired gentlefolk. You probably pass them by without a second look. But down one particular street, there's one particular home which is rather different from the rest. Blink and you'll miss it. It's the Dingley Dell home for retired fairy folk. In fact, you might not see it at all. Some say it's just a question of believing. So, Dolores, is this a new venture?
Oh, no. We've been here for about 400 years. People don't usually find us.
So, who lives here? I thought fairies went on forever. Do they really need to retire?
Well, we get all sorts here. Some have lost their sparkle, others have simply lost their magic touch, while some have just grown extremely weary from making so many wishes come true. It's a hard life being a fairy, you know. I suppose you could meet some of them, although we don't often have visitors.
I suppose there's a lot of magic hanging around here. Do you ever have any accidents?
Oh no, what a silly question. It's perfectly safe here. Never have any accidents at all. Oh, fairy godmother. Oh, not again.
I'm very excited now. I've managed to wangle an interview with not only the fairy godmother, but Tinkerbell, the wishing well fairy, and for some inside information, we've actually got a public elf inspector. Let's go over there now. Fairy godmother, if I might come to you first. Mm-hmm. Do you ever think that when you reach a certain age, it might be appropriate to give up wand work?
Certainly not, darling. There's plenty of life left in this wand. See? I cast spells. I try and be very helpful. Very helpful.
We did a lot of work over the years in Panto.
Oh.
That's why we get on so well. We were career girls in our day.
Yes.
Were you playing yourselves in the panto?
Yes. My own clothes. I was playing myself, yes. As were you. Mm-hmm. Yes.
What sort of tricks did you get up to?
Oh, in my career, darling, I have turned a young lady into a beautiful princess. Quite a plain young lady, as it happens. Also a pumpkin into a rather fantastic carriage, and 6 rats into horses.
Fantastic.
Horses.
What about you, Tinkerbell?
Well, you may know my work, you know, with Peter and Wendy.
Right. Some animosity there.
It's a long time ago now.
Can you tell us a bit about it?
Usual love triangle. What more do you want to know?
That's quite enough. Wishing well fairy. What can you tell us from the depths of your wishing well?
Too much these days, because everyone hasn't got coins. They do it on their apps. I'm 450 years old, and now I'm getting really, really stressed out about this whole modern world.
How much money did you used to make in your heyday?
Oh, thousands. I had every single currency in the world, but these days they haven't got these things. All they got is their phones. And I haven't got a credit card machine, so I'm stuck in this...
So you're out of touch with the modern world?
I'm stuck in here with all these... all fairies who haven't got any. And then we've got a caretaker who is really, really obnoxious.
What? Is this him? Hey, how much did that get me? What did that get me?
Oh, £6 worth.
It's an improvement.
Okay, done my job.
So are you the public elf inspector?
So they call me.
And what is it exactly that you do?
Oh, you know, look at wands, look at rings, make sure they're regulation size. Just make sure all the wands are all right. I mean, some of them are a bit dodgy. I mean, this one here, for instance.
Any of these out of spec?
Yeah, spell incontinence, that one made.
Spell incontinence.
Spell incontinence?
Let me try and help you. I'm going to just possibly make you a little bit younger. Ready, darling? quickly. Come on, what are you waiting for? Oh, darling, so nice to have you back.
So Seb, I gather you're in charge of stuff here, generally.
Yeah, I'm in charge, yeah, that's what they say, yeah.
Have you been here long?
But feels like 500 million years. About 3 months in reality. Jesus. It's the worst place I've ever worked in my life, mate.
What sort of things do you have to do?
Wiping, cleaning, looking after that lot of whingers, looking on security. What's Puck doing there? Yeah. Oh, he's a key, isn't he?
But who's the worst, Seb?
Oh, they're all rubbish. They're all just clapped out fairies, mate. They're all Puck's funny. Puck got out a minute ago. It was really funny. Probably should have stopped that, but it's too easy geese, mate. It's brilliant.
And how does this compare to other places you've looked after?
Well, it's my first carer job. Used to work at Lidl. Worked on a farm.
Is there more wiping on a farm or here?
Can't get more wiping than here. You get sort of fairy dust. Like more as well, and then turn into something. It's awful.
Does it clog up the air conditioning?
Clogged up all sorts, mate. I'm not going to go into it. Jesus. Yeah, no. I'll be out in a minute. I'm busy, alright? Give it 2. I'm just looking at a nice bet. Oh, alright. 10 to 1. Yeah, play up some of that. Oh, gotta go. Right. See you later. Cheers.
Thank you.
What? Busy.
So, Titania. Titania. I understand, so they tell me, you've got quite a reputation for your interesting love life.
Have I? Who's told you that?
Well, they.
They?
They, the people that know. People that start rumours, I expect.
I expect in this place.
Have you found any interest here?
I quite like the, the help, you know.
Oh, yes.
The help.
Yes. He looks very interesting.
He is, yes.
Yes.
It's very helpful. He has his uses. He can stay, I like him. I don't like him.
And who's she?
Well, she thinks she's the Queen of Narnia.
Oh, I am.
You don't think so?
No, she's not the Queen of Narnia.
She's wrong.
There's only one
You've
queen
been
here.
asking the wrong person. He's slightly deluded, old age. It happens probably most of us. Definitely to poor Titania more than others. It's probably all this grief over Oberon and stuff.
I've told you not to mention that name again.
Well,
We have an agreement. Otherwise I shall get
Turkish
the help
delights.
to turn the heating up.
This place is far too hot at the best of times.
Getting a bit damp, dear.
What happens when it gets hot?
She melts.
Oh, I see.
I like water, actually. Yeah, feel comfortable here.
Let me get my shoes wet.
These tacky bits of shoes of yours.
There's just going to be a puddle on the floor soon.
Just.
Hello. Are you the tooth fairy?
Was.
I've always wondered, what do you do with the teeth? You must have collected so many over the years.
I needed them. I was trying to get myself a new set to replace these.
Right. See what you mean.
I used to be so beautiful. I used to be always the talk of the land. And then one day I met this elf. And he wasn't good for my elf. He always wanted to feed me. He was like, come on, love, I own a sweet shop. He gave me sweets and sweets and sweets. He didn't teach me how to use a toothbrush.
Is Santa going to be visiting you lot here?
No, he doesn't come and worry about us. Oh, I can't believe you never mentioned that name.
Idem Karabos, I believe you were the cause of Sleeping Beauty's demise. Do they trust you here, or are your services in demand?
Of course my services are needed here. They come to me because they need my help.
And what do you do for them?
Oh, I have power in my hands here. I can send them to sleep, I can do a lot of other things, but I don't think I want to talk about it, thank you very much. Of course I'm valued here.
Who would you like to put to sleep in this
as you can
place?
see, she's already asleep. I'm not quite sure when I put her to sleep. It was a while ago, I think. They do come to me, and they respect my gifts and my spells.
I'm glad to hear it.
And they always work really well, I think.
What year is it?
1942.
It's 2019, darling. Oops.
Are you Puck?
Look at this, Ferdinand. We're being filmed. Yes, we are. How about it, eh? You and me, both on camera. Tell me, who's going to be watching this film then? Who's going to be getting the pleasures out of this film? Who's going to be looking at it and thinking, oh my God, who the hell are they?
Before you go, you could give us a bit of a dance.
Oh, a little bit of dance. Right, are we ready? What's that? Yes, we are ready. Okay. A bit of a dance. Coming up. Up, do, up, do, up, do. Yup. Oh, look at that. Here comes our good friend Mr. T. Perhaps he wants to call us a tea cup. Do you want to call us a tea?
Mind out with your steps.
Oh, look at this.
I know.
Tea.
Special one.
That's a special one. Right, I'll watch that one then.
Yes, no,
That's the one that's got the little...
What?
Yes, what's the problem?
Excuse me, we've got an obstruction here, some sort of magic, I think.
Don't be ridiculous. He's not going to hurt anybody. He's just leaning up against the door.
Well, someone might want to get through there, you see.
Don't bother writing that. That doesn't matter. It's not a problem, honestly. Honestly, let me see. Let me see.
Can you give us some idea of what happens here in the evening?
Don't know. Never really noticed. I think they just sort of sit around and watch TV, really. A bit boring, isn't it?
What sort of thing? Like Lovejoy or?
Probably. They tend to just like pick holes in fairy tales. You know, the sort of thing, oh, that didn't happen that way, jeez. I mean, it's spoilers for me because I didn't really get any of that growing up. But so, oh, great, you've ruined another one. Cheers, guys.
Fake news, fairy tales.
Yeah, right, fake news fairy tales, really.
Excuse me, Tinkerbell. Can you move your wings a little bit? I can't see TV.
Right. That's not what the Little Red Riding Hood did at all.
I don't like what she's wearing.
Well, never mind what she's wearing, but look at the, that doesn't happen
Well,
like
you're
this
always
at all.
picking on people.
Oh, you could speak to Tony,
I
come
can.
on. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Fairy cakes, everybody!
Oh, fairy cakes! Oh, I'm going
thank
for
you.
a lovely, lovely wine.
Oh, no, Tony would.
Oh.
Fairy cakes, everybody!
What do you think, shall we? Yeah.
Oh, yummy
Leave one for Santa.
What's that?
No, he never comes here anyway. He reckons he can't park his sleigh outside when we approached him about it. I don't know. I think there's plenty of room out there on the grass.
It's Christmas Eve, but there isn't the usual feeling of excitement and expectation that you'd hope for. No one's put out a stocking, no one's counting down the hours. So where is this mystery home for fairies in Folkestone? Not everyone can find it, of course. Just like Father Christmas, you might just have to believe.
Season's greetings. Dear Dingley Dell, wishing all of you a Merry Christmas. May it be merry and bright. Now Father Christmas!
Do you know where Santa gets the toys for all the little girls and boys? If you don't, you soon will understand. Just come and see on Christmas Eve in Fairyland. First of all, he starts at break of day with reindeer and an empty sleigh and a list of stockings in his hand. He has to fill on Christmas Eve in Fairyland. Off he rides up Rainbow Hill. The box is full of paintings of its squares. Then he drives to Dollyville to fill his sack with dolls and teddy bears. That's the way he goes the whole day through. He has an awful lot to do, but it all comes out as Santa planned. The moment that is Christmas Eve in Fairyland.
It's definitely a King Edward by Jack.
Oh, it's such a day for Santa Claus, collecting toys without a pause. And for every toy there's such demand, especially on Christmas Eve in Fairyland. Though the day goes on, he never stops. He calls at all the fairy shops, and the way he works is simply grand, because he knows it's Christmas Eve in Fairyland.